So let us continue our discussion in the topic political anthropology. So in the last class, we have discussed about the concept of power, authority, and legitimacy. After which, the most important thing which we have discussed in the last class is the systems of authority by Ivan Pichard and Mayer Fortist. There are three systems of authority: unicentric authority, multicentric, and the centralized authority. So in that, right, unicentric, see, one thing you need to keep in mind when you move from the unicentric to centralized through multicentric authority, a number of socio-economic transformation also happens. There will be a change in the demographic aspects as well. So keep that in mind. So the demographic, social, and economic changes which happens in the three different stages of authority. Unicentric, simple society, undivided or unstratified egalitarian society. Even in the multicentric authority system, same is the case. Though the society is divided, the society is largely segmented, but it is not stratified. So if you are in a position to understand what is a segmented society and what is a stratified society, half the job is done here. Segmented society means the society in Nagaland, in Manipur, in Mizoram, in Tripura, in Arunachal Pradesh, where the people are divided here. So society in Nagaland, that society is a segmented society. Here the people are divided. They are divided into clan, they are divided into lineage, etc. So though they are divided, they are not stratified. No clan will claim my clan is superior and the other clan is inferior. No lineage will claim that the lineage is superior, other lineage is inferior. On the other hand, a society in, say in Bihar. So within a village, the people or the society is divided into a number of caste group. Few Sharmas will be there, Mishra, and people are divided into different caste, and this is an hierarchical arrangement of the people. People are arranged in a hierarchy. Few castes, right, based on birth, they claim they are more superior, and few caste people will be regarded as inferior. The worst thing is during the colonial period, there were a number of social legislation. Sati was abolished, widow remarriage was permitted, women were allowed to go to school. But after the independence, most of our legislation deals with aspects other than the socio-cultural aspect. Hardly right here or there we pass any social legislation, hardly we have any laws, or nobody even thinks about abolishing the caste system, though everyone knows it is an unjust and unwanted system in the contemporary period. It is this which divides our people. It is this, right, this very much essential for breaking the harmony and the unity among the people. It's time somebody should take the issue to deal with making the caste system illegal. So there is one topic which deals with the future of caste system. In this once again we will discuss those things. So guys, now are you in a position to understand the difference between segmented society and a stratified society? That is what very important. Segmented and stratified. Okay, fine. Then we have discussed about band, tribe, big man and big woman leadership. Then we are left with chiefdom, state, and then we should also discuss about social control. So chiefdom, right, when compared to a band or a tribe, this is a larger entity. Chiefdoms are, these are a bit a larger entity when compared to that of a band or a tribe. Here it includes a large section of population. Few lakh to few millions. And here a chiefdom right is more centralized. And socially complex. So we in India also we have a very complex system, right? A very complex system. Guys, keep refreshing, suppose if the video is not playing. Socially, a very complex society. Nobody knows all the perfect rules about the society, about the social order. The religion, right, what the religion actually prescribes. So we make our society very complex. So even in chiefdoms, right, the society is socially complex and largely centralized, and there will be some sort of social ranking, and economic stratification. Economic stratification means classifying the people based on how much money they have, how much bank balance they have, etc. Okay, then about the office of chief, this office should always be occupied. This is a very important thing. This office, right, should always be occupied. Chiefdom should always be occupied. And if a chief becomes sick or if he dies, this office needs to be replaced immediately. But this is not the case with a band leader or a tribal leader. They can take some time for 4 or 5 years, right? They will keep looking for a good leader for the tribe. But that is not the case with a chiefdom, because the absence of chief, right, means some anarchy. They need to have some social order, right? So for that, the office of chief should always be occupied. When compared to a tribal leader, chief, right, he has more responsibilities. So he also deals with the regulation of production and distribution. Regulation of production and redistribution. See, sometimes, right, there may be, for example, in our country, Rising an oil seed crop, right? Sometimes the farmers may not get a better yield when compared to other cash crops like cotton or rising sugarcane. So what they will do most of the time, they may avoid rising oil seed crops. So traditionally, right, there was a shortfall of oil seeds in our country, and we were importing large scale oil seeds. Now state right can ask farmers, please stop producing these crops and focus on oil seeds. We'll give you a lot of remuneration. We'll give you a lot of incentives. So to some extent, a state can regulate the production. Same is the case with the chiefdom also. Chiefs, right, to some extent they can regulate the production so that excuse me, so that he'll be in a position to redistribute the commodities, or redistribute the commodities to the population. Then now he may also involve in warfare, raids. He can plan, he can maintain a standing army, and he can plan for a war. So these are the important characteristics of chiefdom, and I have given you a number of examples. One, I will try to illustrate the important chiefdom among the Iraqis, the Iraqi Red Indians. The Iraqis, they live along the shore of the Great Lakes, along the banks of the Great Lakes in between USA and Canada. So if you live in, they live in the United States of America and Canada border. They live here. And here, right, they have chiefdoms. And they are very frequently, they are war-faring people. They just keep going for campaigns. They keep going for fighting and raids. War is very, very common. So most of the time men go out for fighting. Women here, they control large scale production of agriculture, etc. Women, right, they deal with, women, right, they control the crop production, like maize, etc. And here, right, they have one peculiar ritual actually. These men, before they start for a war, there is a small ritual where women need to offer the men some maize. And that is a ritual. Only when they get that maize right, they'll think about starting for a war. Sometimes if the women, they do not want the men to go out for fighting, if they feel unnecessarily these people are going out for fighting, or they keep saying that, that we are going out for a war, but in the name of fighting, I think these guys are going somewhere and they are going and eating and sleeping without doing any work, and they're coming back, I think. So better we need to stop this warfare. Then what they will do, they will not provide the maize to the men. And once when they deny this right, then men cannot go for a war. Men cannot go for a war. Fine. So these are chiefdoms. Next is a state. So, in state is a centralized political unit. So, the size of a state, right, it may be as small as a city like Singapore. Or it may be a large one like China. If you say state, right, state have more power. First important thing is every state makes their own law. And even the boundary of the state will be delimited by a law. The boundary will be delimited by a law. Then whatever law they make, right, that will have the territorial applicability. Apart from that, right, they also deal with the citizenship. Who are the citizens here? Citizenship by birth, by descent, etc. And state, right, they monopolize the use of power. Use of power. That means army, police, etc. Is it possible for our Amit Shah ji to have his own army? No. Is it possible for our Mamta Didi to have her own standing army? No. Army means it is only for the country India. So the state monopolizes the use of power, and it is the role and responsibility of the state to enforce law and order, to maintain law and order. State also, right, keeps a track on their population, their number, their age, etc. through census data. And I have mentioned one more very important thing. Every anthropologist keeps saying this, and it is true. States manipulate information. States manipulate information. We keep saying that we did a surgical strike. And even one movie was made after the surgical strike. Pakistan said they reject, there was nothing like that, nothing as such happened. They just bombed somewhere and 2 soldiers died, that's it. There was nothing like a surgical strike. Where is the element of truth here? States manipulate information for the betterment of the state. State also deals with international relations. The very definition of foreign relations states that for the selfish need of a country, the policies which we make towards the other country for our own selfish needs, that is foreign policy. So every state will have a foreign policy of their own. So this is a state. The next is the symbols of state power. So once when you become an IAS officer, after a few years of field posting, they'll make you a district collector. I'll show you a few pictures of there is even one there's even one YouTube video actually, which is about the Burdwan district collector's Bangla. Minimum there will be, right, some 10 acres in our WhatsApp group. I will show you few pictures of some other deputy commissioners of Bangla. What is the need? What is the need for the state to provide in most of the cases right now? One huge entrance will be there, close to around 10 acres. In the middle, they'll have one bangla, some lawn here for celebration. Everywhere it will be there. What is the need? There is a need actually, because once when they post you as a district collector, nowhere right you should feel inferior. He may be a big businessman owning few thousand crores of property. Even if he comes to see you, you should feel, yes, come. Yeah, take your seat. So symbols of state power. There are many actually. See, so though given in democratic countries where we speak about equality, etc., there is always a need to distinguish the symbols of state from the common thing. So look at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Okay, ambassador car with red beacon. That was a symbol of state power. So nowadays, Innova is taking that role, but still, that red beacon was a very important symbol of state power. It is really a very big loss for these IAS officers to lose that red beacon, lose that red beacon. Okay, then sometimes even in clothing, people show difference. And generally, right, say for example, for the President of United States of America, we have the Air Force One. Which is exclusively meant for the President of United States of America. This is a symbol of state power. Symbol of state power. Okay, fine. Then, so now in the end, let us discuss the topic social control. Every society have their social norms and also the rules and the expected pattern of behavior. So even if it is a primitive society, however primitive it is, still they'll have some norms and rules for the members to follow. For the members to follow. But sometimes, always right, there will be people who will deviate from the norms. My question is, do we have such, do we need such deviations? I will say yes. To some minimum possible extent, right, we need to have people, at least one or two in a society who deviates from the norms. Then only society will think about how to deal with the deviation so that the system of social control, public order will evolve. I'll tell you one good example about the two cities, Chennai and the Bangalore. Good, nothing is happening now. I'm a bit happy. But very frequently, right, there will be some disturbance in Bengaluru. Terror attack, bomb blast, mob violence. Once, I think it was in the year 2013 or 14, I think so. I was just having dinner with our neighbor who was the Bengaluru city's deputy commissioner of police there. Okay, just 8:30, right? We just came back to our home because our neighbor. Suddenly we saw some 2, 3 police vehicles rushing to his home. We saw him dressed up and he was rushing. No, what's happening? I just switched on to see there was a blast in the city. Just 1 week prior to New Year. That year's New Year's celebrations got screwed up. Then during the Kaveri protest, because of the river water issues, right? I think in the year 2015, there was a huge mob violence. See what happened, I could see smoke coming out of every single direction from the city. Bengaluru city, right? A majority of the people are outsiders here, and this was largely a very peaceful city. But that is not the case with Chennai. Chennai, right? Traditionally, it was known for some dacoities, robbery, and there were few markets like I still remember the Party Bazaar, where there was a time when if you want to buy something right in the market, if you just ask a price of a commodity, you need to buy it. You can bargain them to any extent, but you need to buy it. If not, right, they'll catch hold of you, they'll beat you. Even just before my own eyes, I have seen number of the dacoities in the city. But it is because of this, right, the policing system, police here, they evolved to such an extent, right, they are capable of dealing with all the, not just the police, even the public, right, people, they are capable of dealing with these issues. Once there was a drill there in Chennai where 5 teams were about to enter the Chennai city through different way, through different means, like a terrorist carrying arms and ammunitions. That is to check the preparedness of the police system there. But very much to the surprise, all the 5 teams are nabbed by the public itself there. People have nabbed them. But it's because the city was largely peaceful. All these things are recent development. And here the system is not so capable of dealing with this thing. Now they are evolving, now they are dealing. So what I mean to say here is, so there will be social norms, but we need few people to deviate that, then only the system will evolve, will get alerted. Then if there is a sudden big catastrophe, we'll be in a position to deal with that. So traditionally, right, the social control will be in the form of, it will be formal or informal. Sometimes it may be codified, sometimes it may not be codified. So the formal means, right, will be in the form of song duels. Song duels means it will be there in some song which they'll be singing every day during prayer. And that's, the norms will be mentioned in that. Nobody should steal. Everybody should wake up early in the morning. Everybody should work hard, like that. These are song duels. Then intermediaries, sometimes, right, there will be, even in villages, right, there will be few powerful people who will be dealing with the laws. They keep saying, you should not do this, you should do that only. Then there are few elderly councils some primitive court also to deal with social control. If somebody is deviating from the behavior, so there will be sanctions. The sanctions, right, are of two types. It may either be positive sanction or it may be a negative sanction. So negative sanction, right, sometimes it may be the form of punishment or fines, or sometimes it may even be up to sentencing for a death. And there may also be a positive sanction like giving them awards, reward, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Bharat Ratna, etc. Okay. So guys, this is a very simple topic. So whatever we discussed about political anthropology, right, it's sufficient. And I wish just go through this material. Along with that, right, I have also provided you and one material about the Maasais. I will also provide you some more material about the Chukchi of Siberia. The Chukchi of Siberia and the pygmy of Congo Basin. So just go through it to get some idea about the primitive way of living. Okay, but still I'll be discussing about that later once again. So with this, I'll wind up this section, political anthropology.